Good day, welcome to Multi-Net Design and the continuation of our dark Revit 2024 bungalow design we are expressing ourselves on. So we were able to do all this one in the previous tutorial. So if you are interested, check our YouTube channel and check everything from the details. So this is how we create the foundation. This is the roof plan. So we have already made the whole elevation available, so you can check around. So we want to work on certain things on this elevation, and same time we do some certain detailing. So what's need most of this is that in this kind of roof that have that interwoven each one another, so we want to work on that, cut it off and basically bring them to normal reality. There's at the same time all this fascia construction that is smooth, elaborate, so we want to work on them and reduce them to a certain level, then work aesthetically on most of this and at the same time create a section basically based on this tutorial. So take your time and watch the step by step of how we're going to do and achieve everything one after the other. So let's start. So in the beginning we were able to create these are the, so we put all this annotate in place and things like that. So what we do now is that we want to work on this, go to this level. So you click on this roof, you see you want to cut off this excessive area so that it will not be interwoven, because by the time we are creating the section and creating the trusses, so everything is going to stay at the space it's supposed to be. So that's what we want to do here. So what you do here is that you don't need to do cut the, sometimes you can use vertical to cut it off, but I'm not using vertical because I want to cut it off because it's using the same normal sloping area. So what you need to do is that to come to a reference line above these points, because if you say you want to create it in this way and say editing footprints, the reference line is going to be deleted and you are not going to see it. So what you need to do now is that you create a reference line down for it, so by the time you are working on it you follow that steps. So how do you do that? Go to annotate, pick details, so pick line like we used to do. So come to this present, so you click there and you come to this point as well. So this is the reference point, reference line. So that is the gutter line you're going to use to follow. So you click that, so that is your reference. So click and escape, press escape or cancel on your board. So now when you want to edit, now you have something references to work with. So you click on the line again. Remember this line is this roof construction line, so you do is not have anything to do with the detail line. So you click this one and click this one. So what you do, so what you need to do is that you delete them wherever the area that you're doing it. So you have to take this off because it's working with the lower references of the roof. So you work on this by clicking here, these points, take it here again, then drop it here. So what you do, good, so you have it in place. Now the problem here is that you have a lot of slope define. Are you getting it? So define slope are many here, so only two define slope we need is this one and this particular one. So this one they need to go, so you select them at once, then click on define slope, everything appear, then you toggle them up, so define slope is gone. So by the time you click finish now, did you see? So you have this place, this one in place, but they are no more, the excessiveness is no more interwoven with this one. So you click with that one. So the next thing we want to do is to work on this, the fascia, this particular fascia as well. So click edit in place, edit in place. Now go to sweep, so edit the sweep, then come to sweep by what, so you go to level 2 where you can find it. So what you need to do is to drag this to this point again, so drag it to that reference point, good. So drag this one to that reference point as well. So you have everything in place. So click finish and you click finish again. So go to the point and go and see what you've done. Side elevation, more reference, more good. So that is it. So you have this now and you have everything in order. So click that and say finish. So we're done with this. So the next thing is that you want to start packaging the elevation for everyone to see. So what you do here is that you process this in such a way that, let's say you go to your edges. I want to use front elevation because that's the point of my detailing. So I want to use this one. Open this wide, double click on it, and let all the whole things come out. So now you just click to hide that line. So this line will be off. Click here and then say graphic display. At the graphic display, now what you want to do first is to change the background. I want to use the background. I'm using gradient. So I'm changing this one and having something beautiful like this. So let the sky be the witness for me. So I have it now. So I can now decide to be working on every one of them one after the other. So click here now, go back there. So what you need to do is your depth in. So the depth in, you need to do it and say depth shadow. So you click apply and see how far. So you can come here and start doing a little bit of work on each and every one of them. You can imagine. So you're going to be seeing a clear picture of what you are doing. So until the graphics begin to have effect on each and every one of them, you can take this one back again if you want to apply it. So if it's okay by you, just leave it in that nearest part. So everything is going to be alright. So you can increase this one as well and begin to experiment with all the changes and everything. So that is what you do here. So the realistic, I've set in that one. So you can change the light, depends on you. Increase the sun. So do that. Ambient, you can keep playing with every one of them until you get your desired ideas and everything you do. So this is just a mere way of using just chasing the background and do whatever you want to do with it. So we are not finishing. So the next thing I want to do is that we want to go to section. Here now you peel out your section here. So you take out your section out, then you look into it by flipping. I want to flip it, so I want to look at it in that manner. So in this sideway round, click here and say go to section. So at the section, see what we have here. These are the things you have. The excessive roof is being cut off, and we have this one in place. So the two options that we are going to do here is that we want to use modeling in everything to construct the whole thing that we want to do. So but this time around we are going to have a normal trusses, unlike before that I used to have a trusses like. So we want to have a normal trusses in this at this position. So now the only thing that we want to do is that the reference normal of this is going to be, because if you bring a lot of trusses in this place, it's going to give you a lot of edit. So that is what we don't want to do. So I'm going to click here now and say what I'm going to do is that I will use first to create the ceiling. Click here and say ceiling. So you can go to ceiling level 1. So at the point when you create your ceiling in architecture, the ceiling, where is it again? So you create your ceiling here and it's giving you, are you creating it automatically or creating by yourself? If you set automatically, it's going to create because when there is work. But if you want to use sketch, it's going to cover up everything for you. So you can use sketch. That's what I used to use. I use sketch in all areas so that all this area that you know have is not enclosed by the wall. They're going to be enclosed and everything will be there. So change the height. The first height you need to do is that 2850. So change that particular height. So that height is going to be synonymous with everything. So when you are doing the work, you continue rippling one after the other. So you can do it and by saying, let's just click by saying pick walls. So I'm using pick automatic. So I've done that automatic picking. I think we have double on each one here. Ctrl Z. So just click on this, select this again, click that and click. So this one you need to use sketch for it. So it's still the same level. So you just pick here and draw it. You can draw it outside, depends on what you want to do with. So you do with that. So you go to section and go and see that you have done the, can you see? So this is the, these are the ceiling that you have done. The beautiful aspect of ceiling is that it allows you to attach your line, the ceiling light, whenever you want to do interior design and every other thing. So it's more reference as more beautiful for you to work with. So the next thing we do is that we select this, as we always know what we'll do about this particular one. So select this and then select this. So you select, control, select. So copy is the fastest way of doing polyline and rafter. Sorry, so it's a quick method. So what you have done is that the lower part is being selected and you have copied to the lower extent. So what you do is that you select this and say changing this roof and bring it to what slope glazing. So automatically you allow it to function the way you want to function. So what did you do? It's been selected and everything is being changed to slope glazing. So if you are confused about how this is where you select it, edit it, and this is at the fix because of this is done based on the fact that I've been using my template. I've already set them in the place. So if you have any issue with it, this is where you set it to work with all this one and they will give you the panel system that you need. So that is the way this one worked for me. So as I have done this one now, so the next thing I need to do is to select this roof. So I don't know, maybe it will work. So as I've selected this here, now what I need to do, because I want to delete all these lines, so what I do, select this and say graphics override by elements. So what I want to do is that the surface pattern, which is this, so I want to change them. I don't want them. So visible foreground, I don't want it to apply. Can you see? So it's gone. So you just want to see the only trusses at the surface. That is what I need. So that is it. But if this one is going to affect this one, if I do the same thing in this place, it's going to take off this, and which is not good for the design preferences. So what I need to do is that I will try to draw this manually, which is going to be something, or let me say you cannot, because this is the surface pattern as well. So let's try and see what I'm talking about here. So you say graphics by elements. So what did you do? You say background or background. Let's see background and see whether it will disappear. It will not go. So you return the background to where it's supposed to be. So the foreground, when you click it, it will disappear. You will not even select anything. So what did you do here? You select this roof. So graphics override is what you do by elements. So I say background, click. Can you see it's not what you're supposed to? So when you click this one and see it should apply, this one will go. But you can imagine it has already affected this one. So you have to select this one and create another inverse behavior towards this one. So how do we do that? So click here. No, sorry, I need to bring it back. So say by elements. So foreground, I don't need you. So cut plane, cut line, cut pattern, things like that. I don't need them. So as I let me just say apply. That's the surface I need. So what you need is that to bring annotation to this place. So you're going to do the same thing all the areas that you have them. So you remember this is the reference area. So this is the place we want to use the section, and this is our concentration because of the section development that we are doing here. So you click on annotate. So go to region and say fill the region. So you fill region by selecting this space. It's a straightforward thing to do. So you don't need to give yourself a lot of headache over this particular drawing. So you draw this and make it mingle with this. So you trim more. Good. So this one is done. Click finish. So what you do is that you have already vertical spaces that you need, but you need to make sure that they match with this reference line. So how do you do that? Say click here and say foreground pattern. So click on model in place. Model in place now. Roof vertical is what you choose, and say okay and say okay. So can you see? So because of they have the same, so the references are matched together. So that is how you create the roof pattern in this place. This is just a graphics of everything we want to do at this level. So what I do need is that the detailing of this place, everything needs to be in order. So it depends on you if you want to use coercive method on anything like that. So the best way that I used to do it, because you are not going to cut only the section of this one. Still, maybe you still have another section to cut, because the way, like the wall, when we are doing the wall, so it's same thing, you follow the pattern. So just says Fiji on your keyboard, Fiji on your keyboard, this will appear. So you can use this one. If you use this this particular object override, it's going to be like that. But the best thing is that you use object style. So the best object style you use is this particular one, and then you go to floor, which is the, where is the floor? So this particular floor, and you go to default solid. You change your pattern. You can change the cutting style, whatever you want to do there. So you change the pattern here. So I'm going to use material to change that foreground pattern. So I have the material here, which I don't need it. So maybe if you have a floor material, you can use it, or if you don't have, does not matter. You just use any one that is available for you. So you can change this one and say graphics. So use graphics applying rendering, or you can be bother not to bother yourself about that, but for my own interest, you can use it. So click that and say foreground pattern. So you cut pattern. This is what you want to use in cutting references. So this cut pattern, what I need to do is concrete. So I'm going to click on concrete and create whatsoever I want to create in that level. So this one does not have drafting. It just it does not have modeling, just only pure drafting here. So click on that and click on this. Say OK, and then click OK and click OK. So can you see? So this pattern comes up, and the detail aspect of it is here, alive, and every other thing. So if you have this one in place, this is good for you. So when you want to create the other hardcore and every other thing, so I'm always using insulation to do that, and this is what we want to do here. So when you click insulation from there, you click from the middle level. So I'm going to create this. Let us select this one. Now remember, this is section. Section did not require all this to be visible. So what you do is that you click on it and say hide the visibility. Sorry, hide the elements. It will be gone. So why this one did not cover up, you click on this and you edit it here based on the insulation width. So you click on this and says 100, so it move bigger. So you use the insulation because it's been changed now. So create similar, and everything you draw them accordingly. So that's the first method, and those are the things you do on creating section. So the section is fixed. The graphics of the section is fixed. Now only thing you need now is to detail them one after the other. So the detailing depends on your whole category of ideas. So depends on the way you cut them, depends on aspects you cut. If you want to sew the window sill, so things are needed to be sewn, it depends on you. So for this reference layout, this is where we stop for this particular. So in the next one, we are going to bring some certain level of define moment for you that you are going to see. So this is the sectional aspect that we have already done, and if you have anything to do, you can. So as for me, I have the way I do my sectional annotation, as a sectional stuff. So this one will give me the edges in such a way that if I want to copy if I want to label all this one, like say okay, the detail, the foundation detailing, like saying okay, let's say the text, and I just want to have it like this. Okay, the text, the foundation, like writing is foundation detail is to engineer specification. So I have this one in place like this. So I may want to detail more or something like that. So I don't usually copy, and they don't usually draw this one. So I have one references that I used to go and copy in my format drawing. So the way you copy drawing is the way you used to copy blocks, is the way you go back there and go and copy those things in details and use them the way it's suitable to you. So that is the way I follow my own idea and my step. So foundation details is to engineer specification. So that is one. So all the trusses you want to do again, you can copy this one and place them at the top. So the polyline and everything, you get the reference details. So the beauty of it is that when you are drawing your taking your drawing on section, all these are just for formatting. Like I always said to everybody, is detailing aspect of drawing, but it's such a reference formatting because the graphics need to be represented, but the most important aspect of it is that you need to understand the basic rules that govern this. And the basic rules are those that what the trusses, the polyline, the roof joist, and every other thing that need to be there. So it depends on you how you can be able to manipulate them. So in the modern day design, people aren't much bothered about that aspect because there should be a detailing sheet to reference this one. So when you are drawing a diagram of this level, you just use a single line to represent them, and then you bring all those things into normal by saying, okay, the aluminum sheet is of this thickness and things like that. So but in your specification written, so you're going to indicate all those ones so that the document that is being watched and being read by construction teams on site. So that is the point at this level. So I've done this one and I'm okay with this. So I'm going to change this specific engineering detail by going to one of my projects and get it down straight up. So this here and say I can say, okay, go down. Do I have anyone that is more interested? So I'm not going to do anything in this place now. So just leave it that way, and then you delete it. Do whatever you want to do by saying Ctrl A, aluminium roofing sheet of 50 mm about 0.5 mm thickness. So it depends on whatsoever you are doing, and you can, so you maybe even a Gerard roof, or you are doing a whatsoever Cameroon or things like that. So whatever you think that is okay for you is what you follow and do your reference toward that line. So that is this for this section. You can detail this one, get a lot of things to do with it, and follow with the specification of. So at that level, you've done the great work.